Hi Verbling, my name is Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about idioms. We'll be sharing some that you guys know. I'll give you a few. We'll make up our own. It should be a fun class. You can find the notes on the class page. Otherwise, you can find the ones that I share with you. You can just look off my copy. And if anyone is interested in private lessons, go ahead and give me a message on my Verbling inbox or talk to me about it after class. I might reload this because I'm not sure if this class is working right now.
We can see your picture.
Hello?
Hello, Wilson.
Okay, we are waiting for the teacher, yes? Okay. Cough break.
She was saying she was going to reload because she didn't know how it was looking like.
Okay, she's back. Okay, she's there.
Sorry about that.
Where are you, teacher?
Where am I, like, in the world, or where am I
in the
which
world.
sense?
In
Phoenix,
what place?
Arizona.
Arizona, see. Okay.
Yep, this is my hometown. I'll be leaving in...
you sound like a New Yorker. That's why I asked.
Well, my parents are from New York, so maybe? In what way do I sound like a New Yorker?
No explanation. That's the way you speak, okay? The accent. Some words.
On what? On what words?
I can't explain, okay? I've been to New York many times, so when you speak, it sounds like a New Yorker.
It's possible I have some inflections from the East Coast because my parents. My mom has a really bad accent sometimes. She always says orange instead of orange. But I don't do that. But I might have some little habits I picked up here and there. It's possible.
Okay.
All right. So welcome Wilson, welcome Gregor, welcome Carlos, Ana Catalina. It is Carlos, right? It's
yes,
not,
teacher.
because it says Carlos and. Who's the and?
No, this is just Carlos.
Oh, okay. It says Carlos and ... Thought maybe you were sharing an account with someone like Carlos and Carolina or something. Oh, Andres is your last name. That makes sense. All right, sorry, Carlos. Welcome, Ana Carolina and Ken. Okay, so we're doing idioms today, and I like to start this by having you guys share your favorite idiom, or maybe an idiom you used recently, any expression you really like, because you guys always come up with these super great responses, and you pick them up from all over the place, and it's really fun to learn from you guys too. So Wilson, do you know of any idioms or expressions in English that you would like to share with us?
Idioms. Okay. We learn a lot of expression, okay, in the classes. But now, let me see.
You want more time to think? I could go to someone else first.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
All right, let's start on the other end then. Ken, will you go first and give us an expression that you learned recently or one you really like?
The idiom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Idiom. The song lyric sometimes has a lot of idioms, so uh, Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone has no more sauce. I forgot.
I know what you're trying to say. A rolling stone gathers no moss.
I guess that's no more. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So what does it mean? When would you use that expression?
Maybe if you doing something, maybe you renew yourself all the time. Okay, you revise yourself. Yeah. Maybe that meaning. I'm not sure about that. But...
Yeah, I think that's pretty much true. I might describe it like you can't pick up anything extra, right? So some people have a lot of baggage, but if you're a rolling stone, there's no room for baggage. I don't know, something like that.
Like wanderer.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's why the Bob Dylan sang that song or something like
Yes.
that. Okay,
Yes.
I got it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Ken. Anna Carolina, can you share an idiom with us?
Yes, I really like idioms. I think they are very fun, and I like especially the ones that rhyme, such as okie dokie, lovely doobly, hibby jibby, wishy washy, willy nilly.
Hard to say.
I love those
Can you
that
explain
rhyme.
willy-nilly for us?
I guess I'm not sure, but I guess it means to do something in a careless way. You just do in a willy nilly way.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love those idioms, you know. I love,
Willy-nilly is like random.
yes, and I like hibby jibby, okie
What are the
dokie,
heebie-jeebies?
a fear, a strong fear. I have hibby jibbies when I see a cockroach.
Yep. Excellent. Thanks, Ana Carolina. Carlos, can you share an idiom with us?
Of course, teacher. I don't remember. Maybe I don't know. I don't know many idioms, but I remember it's raining cats and dogs. These are the
Mm-hmm.
idioms. Yes, it's
Mm-hmm.
raining
Totally.
cats and dogs.
So what does it mean if it's raining cats and dogs?
Where the weather is terrible and raining a lot of.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks a lot, Carlos. Gregor, you're up next. Share an idiom with us.
The easiest idiom that I learned in the easiest way was go west, because our government decided to use completely in English go west before the election, and actually they go west almost because they lost the election. So it means just to die, to be damaged or spoiled.
Mm-hmm. Cool. That's a good one. I like that. It's cultural too.
Yeah, it's like the official of our government didn't know exactly too much of the English, and they use it directly, the English word, to think about something else, and later, a couple of days later, someone just, hey, here's the meaning, real meaning of the word, and later, oh my god, that is so funny on the net.
Super funny.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gregor. That was a great one. Wilson, can you share one with us?
Oh, now I understood what is idiom. So it's a piece of cake now because I know what you mean. Okay, it's a piece of cake.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yes,
Perfect.
this team is a hot potato. Okay, everybody's talking about, and I won't beat around the bush. Okay, I will go straight to the point. Okay, so I will kill two birds with one stone. Okay, I will learn and I'll explain you.
Wow. You've got a lot. Where did you learn all those?
Yes, I remember. I didn't know that were idioms. Okay, but we learn it during the classes. Okay, we have a teacher that's what's the name of the teacher, Ana Carolina? The young guy, Ana Carolina.
Which one?
Yes, the one you like. You said you like the most.
Joshua.
Joshua. See, Joshua always teaches
idioms, okay?
I like him. Uh, Teacher, what does lovey-dovey mean?
Lovey-dovey is when you're being really cute and intimate with someone, and sometimes you can do it like with your dog or with a baby, and you're just like, it could be cuddling or it could be like doing voices like, oh, you're so cute, oh, I love you. Is that what you meant by lovely jubbly? Because that I've never heard. I just assumed you were
Yes,
trying to
yes,
say lovey-dovey.
maybe. And also, I mistyped to wishy-washy. Thank you.
Yeah, sure thing. All right, guys, any other questions before we go into the notes today?
If I were you, if I were in your shoes, I would go to the point now, okay?
Wait, what? If you wear no shoes?
If I were in your shoes, is that another? Okay.
Yes. That's perfect. Sorry. I thought I didn't hear quite what you said and I was confused. But yeah, if I were in your shoes. Excellent. All right. So to warm up a little bit more, we have a few phrases and their meanings below. All you have to do is match the phrases with their meanings. One of them we already talked a little bit about, so that one should be really easy. But the first one is keep your chin up. And let's have Ken match that to its definition below.
Okay, keep your chin up. I think D, remain brave and confident in a difficult situation. Don't despair or worry too much.
Perfect. Anna Carolina, will you do the next one? Rub someone the wrong way?
Rub someone the wrong way. I've never heard this one. Maybe irritate someone, bother or annoy someone.
Uh-huh. Definitely E. Thank you very much, Anna Catalina. Great job for never having seen it before. Carlos, will you do the next one? Bent out of shape?
Okay, teacher. Been out of shape. Letter C. Delay. Take longer than necessary to do something.
Not quite. So we
No?
already used D and we already used C, and I'm telling you it's, or sorry, we already used D and E, and I'm telling you it's not C.
Uh-oh.
So it's either A or B.
I don't know, I invent letter A.
Nope. Last one.
No, teacher, I don't know.
Letter B. Letter B. So when you're bent out of shape, it means you're needlessly worried about something. Like
Okay.
maybe some little thing happens and you get really upset about it. Someone might say, oh, don't be bent out of shape about that. It's not a big deal. All right, Gregor, will you do the next one? To drag one's feet?
Drag one's feet. I think avoid an issue, avoid giving direct answer.
Sorry, repeat that?
Avoid an issue, avoid giving a direct answer.
Yeah. Well, wait a second. No.
No?
Our options are delay and evade, right?
Yes.
So A or C, and I'm telling you, I think A fits better for a different one.
Okay, so C, delay take longer than necessary.
Yeah. Because when you're dragging your feet, it's like you're still going, you're still walking somewhere, but it just takes a little longer. You're being slower and more annoying about it, so you're delaying. And Wilson, this should be pretty easy. You get the very last one, beat around the bush.
Yes.
I only really got one left.
I won't beat around the bush, and I will go straight to the point. Beat around the bush is evade an issue, avoid giving a direct answer. Is that?
Yes, exactly. All right, great job, guys. We're going to stick these into sentences really quick, and then we'll move on. So sentence number 1, you've got to fill in the blank with one of those, and we'll go the opposite way this time, starting with Wilson. Will you fill in the blank of number 1?
Could you move up? Okay, it's easy now. I know you are worried about your job interview, but don't get you do just fine. Uh, don't get what? Don't get. Okay, needlessly worried about something. Don't get bent out.
Yeah.
Don't get bent out of shape. Is that? Don't get bent out of shape.
Yes.
You do just
Excellent.
fine. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, now it's number 1 again because I deleted the first one. Gregor, will you do that one and fit in a different phrase there?
Joe should have finished his project a week ago. Why he is
No, sorry, it's number 1 because I deleted the original one, so it renumbered them all. It's this one here.
Okay. Quit. Rub me the wrong way. If you don't want to go with me, just tell me. I'm not sure.
Well, try some. See what fits. So I'll read all of them. I'll read all of them in the blank and how they would sound. You tell me which one maybe makes more sense. Quit keeping your chin up. If you don't want to go with me, just tell me. Quit rubbing someone the wrong way. If you don't want to go with me, just tell me. Quit dragging your feet. If you don't want to go with me, just tell me. Quit beating around the bush. If you don't want to go with me, just tell me.
No, I'm not sure any of them.
Well, do you remember what keeping your chin up means?
Yes, I remember.
What does it mean?
Yeah, so you remain brave and confident in the difficult situation, and so another bit. I don't know.
All right. Anyone else want to help out here?
Number 2, maybe. The keep your chin up.
The rub someone the wrong way?
Sorry.
No, quit rubbing me the wrong way.
Quick. Okay.
How the form is used. Thank you, Wilson. Gregor, will you read the first one?
Okay. As tough as nails, strong and hardy, able to manage difficult situations without no problems. The opposite of frail, I'm not sure, frail or delicate, used to describe people.
And did you have a question on the word frail?
Actually, I have no idea what it is.
Can anyone else help him with that? The word frail?
Frail is...
Sorry,
No.
Okay. It is like delicate, and there's a second one we can simply easily can destroy. So it is more like a soft thing that we have to be careful with that.
Yeah, something really fragile, something easily breakable. Exactly. Yeah. All right, we have an example of it being used in a sentence here. Ana Carolina, will you read that for us?
Yes. Juan has had some problems, but you shouldn't worry about him. He'll manage everything very well because he's as fat as nail.
As what?
Teacher, sorry. Tough. Gosh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. You got it right the second time. As tough as nails.
Yes, I forgot.
All right, thank you very much. We have a couple more examples. And Gregor, it's your turn to read. Read this much.
Okay, as ugly as thin, very ugly, very unattractive, homely, used to describe people or things. Please thinks his girlfriend is the most beautiful woman in the world, personally.
Thank you very much. And the other half, which could really be like this. is for Wilson.
Okay, I think she's as ugly as sin. You don't really like that painting, do you? I think it is as ugly as sin.
Thank you very much. And we have one more example down here, and this whole thing would be the new student who just came into class whose name I forget how to say. Anyone know how to pronounce that name? Nobody? New student? New student?
No, I think it's Russian.
No one here can help us out?
It's definitely Cyrillic, but I cannot really read it.
All right, well, new student whose name can't be said yet, tell us in the chat box if you're having any trouble or if you want to help us pronounce your name. Otherwise, we'll keep going. I'll read this last part. So the last idiom we have is as white as a ghost or as white as a sheet, meaning very pale to describe the way people look when they're very frightened or very shocked. What happened, Mimi? You're as white as a ghost. Something terrible has happened to Chuck. He's as white as a goat, or sorry, as white as a sheet for the last one. So now it's your turn, guys. You guys are going to take, do you guys have any questions on the ones we already read before we make our own? How we use that phrase as blank as something else. You're just making a simple comparison to make your own idiom. All right, so now we're going to make our own idioms, and I'm going to ask you guys to put them in the chat box. And you're going to just make a simple comparison. You're going to say that girl is as quiet as a mouse, or that boy is as energetic as a battery, or something like that. So make a short sentence using your as blank as something expression, and put it in the chat box when you're ready.
So it's original, our original idiom.
Yeah, your original idiom. So you guys are going to get creative and compare something to something else. And try to give context, like explanation or reasoning with your expression.
Can be as big as an elephant, for example.
Yeah. So what, for example? When would you use that?
A car or, for example, a gift.
Uh-huh.
Or, I don't know. And or for example, a tree can be higher as Everest, or can be is more or less that, no?
Yeah, if you're trying to exaggerate the size of something, it's as big as an elephant or as tall as Everest. Excellent. Thank you, Adela. Ana Carolina, read us yours.
I was surfing online and I saw a website from my old school, and there was a nun there who was already old when I was a child. Now she is as old as a dinosaur.
I like that, and you even gave us a couple extra details that you didn't write down. Thank you very much, Ana Carolina. Perfect. And you have one more, right?
Wrinkle as a mummy.
What'd you say? As wrinkled as a mummy?
I don't say the pronunciation. Wrinkle, rank. I don't.
Wrinkled, like the fold in your skin, right?
Yes, as a mummy.
Wrinkled as a mummy. Wow.
Egyptian mummy.
Wow. Yeah, their skin is quite old looking, isn't it?
Yes.
Thanks, Adela. Ana Carolina, did you have one more?
I am as talkative as a parrot.
Ooh, I like that one. We talked about parrots last class and how noisy they are. So noisy. All right. Ken, give us yours.
Okay, as difficult as idioms. Sometimes idiom is difficult to get the meaning. So some difficult something should be it should be said like this.
Yeah, definitely. They're hard to remember. It's a lot of information at once. Thanks, Ken. Wilson, give us yours.
Okay, okay. Let me see. Okay, the one I wrote, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I love her. She's as pretty as a summer night pleasant dream. Pleasant dream.
Oh, that's a beautiful one. Very poetic.
Yes. But I have another one. Her mother is as ugly as a Africa storm.
That is not polite.
They have bad storms there? I'm not sure I'm familiar with what you're talking about. Like on the savannah or something? Or are you talking about a specific storm or city?
Oh, the storm in Africa are very, very strong.
Interesting. I didn't know that. And it would be African with an N, not Africa. Like a sandstorm?
For example, no?
Is that what you're saying, Wilson? A sandstorm? Or just a normal water storm?
Normal water storm. I think that in Africa generally you don't have sand.
Well, I mean, it depends on what part, really, because it's such a big place. They have, the Saharan Desert. That's in Africa.
Okay, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but it's so big, we have a lot of different options there. I like your phrase. Thank you very much, Wilson.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And I think the only one I haven't heard from is Gregor. Did you have an expression for as blank as something?
I guess it was bright as the sun.
As bright as the sun? What was as bright as the sun?
So it was so obvious,
So what would you be talking about? Like a lamp or what?
So it was. It means that it was understandable.
As bright as the sun?
Yeah, we use it something similar in Poland.
Interesting. I would change that a little bit and say sometimes there's actually one that is pretty common here called or said as clear as day.
Yes.
And it has the same meaning as what you were saying. As clear as day is like when something's super obvious.
Yes, it's actually similar meaning.
Cool. Thank you very much, Gregor. Anyone else have one more they want to share with us?
May I read mine?
Go ahead. You have quite a few.
Yes. I had a friend who was as chubby as an olive, but I liked her anyway because she was as cute as a marshmallow. We were children. My husband is as messy as a tornado. He always leaves his stuff spread out everywhere.
And tornado does not have an E on the end.
Okay, thank you. Sometimes, not always, I am as weepy as a melted butter.
As weepy as a melted butter? First off, butter is not countable, so we wouldn't put an article there. When you say weepy, what do you mean? Like liquidy?
I cry a river when I watch a sad movie, for instance.
Okay. I like the expression. Usually we wouldn't talk about weeping for butter, but sometimes we say, when you have like a cold drink, and on the outside of the glass there forms that water, we'll say that it's sweating. So you can either change it to sweating, like, or you could also say weeping, but I might change it to a weeping glass, as weepy as, usually that's not a sad thing. I see your meaning. I see what you're going for there. Cool. Any other comments or questions on this? Okay, let's spend the last few minutes making some other sentences then, or context for the original idioms we were going over. So we've got the 2 below, toe the line and with a grain of salt, as well as the 5 above, keep your chin up, rub someone the wrong way, bent out of shape, and drag one's feet. I'm going to delete this so we can see them a little closer together. You guys are going to pick one of those and create some context. Doesn't really matter to me which one you pick, whatever one you like the best and think you might use more often. So write a sentence in the chat box giving me some context for one of these, like our fill in the blanks, except you have to come up with your own. If you guys have questions while you're writing, just let me know. So we've got one already. She plays hard. She's as tough as concrete. Oh, I see. That was from the last one. Tough as a concrete dam. We do need an article before concrete dam. And concrete has an E on the end. Dam has... Oh, no. That's correct. Okay, I don't believe in the devil. We need an article there also. Well, but I will take it with a grain of salt. Okay. So the existence of the devil, he's going to take it with a grain of salt. I like that. And the next one, when I was a child in my religious school, I would take things there with a grain of salt. We don't need the article to, or the preposition to. So I would take things there with a grain of salt. For this reason, the nuns did not like me a lot. My mom would be bent, out of shape, bent, no ED, and she would tell me, please toe the line. Good, awesome, Anna Catalina, great job. I will take the exam, but for sure, I won't toe the line, and I will respect all the rules. You won't toe the line? Towing the line is when you follow the rules, even though they're very, very particular and precise rules. So you probably will toe the line. You're going to toe the line so well that you're going to get a good grade on the exam. Thanks, Wilson. Euphemism is words and phrases are said in beat around the bush. What, Ken? What are you going for there?
Euphemism, in my understanding, euphemism is, the expression is not directly said.
It's a euphemism, yeah. So a euphemism is when something is hinted at but not really said, kind of like a code or something. Let's make it plural then. Euphemisms are words and phrases that are said to beat around the bush.
To beat around the bush.
Yeah, okay. So we added an article before words. No, sorry. We made the verb plural. We added an article. Oh no, we didn't add an article. We added the word that before the clause, and to beat around the bush. Those are the 3 changes we made. Thanks, Ken. Excellent.
Thank you.
Another one from Anna Catalina. Do not drag your feet. Do your homework. I'm not going to beat around the bush. You have to shape up. Cool. She used more than one. And she used to rub the nuns the wrong way. Thanks, Anna Catalina.
It's a story. Then the end is, and I always kept my chin up. Everything is together.
Awesome. Thanks. And the past tense of bent is just bent. So this one would be bend with a D in the present. I bend the paperclip. The past, simple past, is I bent the paperclip. And the third, the participle form, is I had bent the paperclip so much that it broke. Next up, he was not prepared to give his speech to the audience, but he decided to keep his chin up, and eventually he became one of the best speakers on the event. Maybe at this event? Or at, I would say at the event, because if you say this event, it doesn't make sense to talk about it in the distant past.
Okay. At the event. Okay.
Thanks, Gregor. Wonderful context there. You lost your job, your wife, but life goes on. Keep your chin up. Perfect, Wilson. I accept his nomination on this position with a grain of salt. Interesting. I like this sentence. I accept his nomination of this position? You mean someone is nominating someone else for a position, right?
Someone who actually is not the best choice for somebody, so I accept it, but I have some doubts. I have some skepticism about this nomination. Maybe he was critical about it.
It comes off here, though, like the grain of salt. The doubt is about the fact of his nominating someone. You might say, like, even though he was nominated, let's see. I can't always take his advertisers seriously. I take his message with a grain of salt. Something like that.
Yeah.
So you take his message with a grain of salt, or you take his authenticity with a grain of salt, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe there are some doubts about his skills, his experience, background, generally.
Perfect. Thanks, Gregor. Few more. Meetings usually are so long because people don't say their opinion directly. They're beating around the bush. I hate that, Adela. I love your context there, because that is a tough situation when you just wish people would say what they mean and mean what they say.
Sorry?
I like your context in your sentence.
Yes.
Sometimes it's best to just be direct and get it over quickly.
Yes. Overall in the teacher meeting in my school.
All right, and our last one. Homeless people sometimes are very poor, but I think they have to keep their chin up. Circumstances are difficult for them. I would keep it in the present tense since you started it in the present tense.
But the circumstances were I put the past because the circumstance in the past is homeless in this moment. Maybe. I don't know.
You're talking about the circumstances that made them homeless?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we can talk about it. Maybe then had been. So
better. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much, Adela. And make sure it's homeless people. Thanks. And last one. Yeah, there's a question here. And yes, when a person is direct, you can call them blunt. Blunt sometimes has a negative context about it, though, like when it's not necessarily a good thing. If someone is so truthful as to the point of being hurtful, like, if I say, how does this dress look on me? I just bought it. It's brand new. And someone says, oh, it's ugly. That color is terrible. They might be being honest, but they're also a little blunt, a little too honest almost. All right, guys, any other comments or questions? Okay. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.